Ja Morant is in hot water again after his latest controversy. The professional basketball player is facing suspension for doing the same thing he did back in March. Here's a breakdown of what he did and the NBA player's reactions to Ja Morant's latest controversy. So what exactly happened? The professional player was caught on stream waving a gun around again. On May 14th, the video went viral all over social media and was shared by different media outlets. The video was taken from an Instagram live stream. It showed Ja Morant in the passenger seat of a car with a friend of his. The two can be seen grooving along to music in the background. At one point, the camera focuses on the other person. When the camera pans back to Morant, he's seen waving a gun around in the background. This was the issue people had with him. Remember, Morant got into trouble months prior for a similar issue. This just shows he clearly hasn't learned his lesson from that instance. Even though he faced consequences, he went and did the same thing again. It shows a lack of awareness on his part. There's a level of immaturity involved in trying to flash that kind of weapon on social media. It puts not only Morant but others at risk if he's carelessly handling the firearm. It also has to be taken into consideration that he is a professional basketball player. He has a following and a platform with thousands of fans. Many of those fans are teens and even young children who look up to him. Repeating the careless act sets the wrong kind of example for those who are more impressionable. It seems like Morant didn't take any of that into consideration. What were the circumstances around Ja Morant's incident prior to this one? On March 4th, a video was posted that showed the Grizzlies player at a nightclub. In that video, he appeared to flash a gun. Given the surroundings, that was a really dangerous thing to do. If that wasn't bad enough, the video came from Morant himself. It was his Instagram live video that got him in trouble. Morant was dancing and rapping along to a song in the club. At one point in his live stream, he appeared to be holding a gun in his left hand. The incident took place not long after Memphis's loss to Denver. The video led to the league and authorities conducting investigations into the situation. Morant later issued an apology for the incident with a promise to work on himself. He said he would take time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress. Shortly after that, the basketball player deactivated his Twitter and Instagram accounts. Morant was not charged with a crime, as Colorado, where the incident took place, is an open carry state. The Glendale Police Department released a statement on March 8th, revealing that they couldn't find any probable cause to file charges of any kind. The NBA also released a statement on the issue, following that up with an 8-game suspension without pay for the Grizzlies player. Ja could have taken the opportunity to learn from this incident. There weren't serious repercussions, and he had to see that there was a problem with his actions. But the May 14th video shows that he hasn't worked on himself enough. How did his teammates react to the situation surrounding his latest viral video? During his suspension for the March incident, Morant's team was vocally supportive of the player. They did not condone his actions, as those were clearly wrong in the situation, but they offered their best wishes and said they were hoping for the best outcome for their teammate. Jaren Jackson Jr. called Morant his brother, adding that he trusted his judgment. Jackson also said he would come back and take over the league again. Desmond Bane called the team a family and said they're giving him support. He also expressed the belief that Ja would fix the behavior that led to his suspension. But how have they reacted to this incident? Those same teammates who offered their support back in March have remained silent on this issue, at least on social media. Perhaps they don't want to get caught up in the player's current drama. Maybe they're disappointed in seeing him go through this routine again. They could also be waiting for the final verdict on his status in the league before they comment. It's clear that Morant's issues are a problem for the Memphis team. Other players in the NBA, both current and former, have had no issues voicing their thoughts. What have other NBA professionals been saying about Ja Morant's latest controversy? There have been some clearer answers on this front. D'Angelo Russell of the Los Angeles Lakers tweeted his thoughts on the issue. He recited a quote saying, "If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you," implying that Morant needs to surround himself with a better crowd. To some, it may sound harsh or judgmental, but he has a point, especially since the Grizzlies guard has been caught in this situation twice already. Former NBA player Paul Pierce also commented on the issue. He suggested that there's a generational issue at play, disconnecting younger players from veterans in the league. According to him, OGs need to teach them how to move. Perhaps he has a point in suggesting that a mentor could help steer Morant down the right path. However, many might disagree that it is the responsibility of the older players to guide them. Still, it raises some questions. Chandler Parsons, another former player in the league, weighed in on the situation with a suggestion. He said that if Morant hasn't learned his lesson, they should suspend him all of next season. He may have a point given that the league only gave him an 8-game suspension for the first incident. In the second video, it appears there's a pattern of troublesome behavior. That may warrant a bigger punishment for the player. One reaction that matters more than most is that of the NBA Commissioner, Adam Silver. He said he was shocked at the second video. Back in March, he had a similar reaction to the first video that was released. He released a statement at that time calling Ja's conduct irresponsible, reckless, and potentially dangerous. He also noted that it could have serious consequences given the player's following. According to Silver, Ja also expressed regret and an understanding of his responsibilities. However, given the latest circumstances, it seems Ja hasn't learned his lesson. It seems his apology and words of remorse were hollow.
With the sense that he was taking this incredibly seriously. So, honestly, I was shocked when I saw this weekend that video. Now, we're in the process of investigating it, and we'll figure out exactly what happened to the best we can then.
Silver referenced that and the conversations he had with the player. He said he believed that Morant had taken the situation seriously. He reflected on discussing the safety issues with the player, as well as his influence on younger fans. At the time of his statement's release, he said that the league was currently investigating the incident. The NBA announced that he would be suspended from all activities while the league reviewed everything. There's no telling how long this suspension will last or if he'll face other consequences from the league. Despite that, he's already experiencing consequences in other areas. Nike has taken some action following the video's release. According to sources, Ja Morant's sneakers are no longer featured on the company's website. They may take other actions to cut ties with him if the situation gets worse. Maybe this will be enough to encourage the player to change his ways. What has Ja Morant said about the whole situation and being caught on video a second time? The Grizzlies' point guard once again said that he'd take full responsibility for his actions. He also acknowledged that he disappointed many with his actions, adding that this is a journey and that he has more work to do. Although this sounds good on paper, we've heard similar things from the player before. His actions haven't demonstrated remorse or a willingness to change. If he is serious, he has a long road ahead of him to change for the better and take more decisive action. Fans will just have to wait and see how the league's investigation turns out. In the meantime, Ja Morant is in the hot seat, waiting to see what his future in the league will be. The emergence of a second video with him waving around a gun demonstrates carelessness. This situation has drawn reactions from other players in the league. We have yet to hear your thoughts. Let us know what you think of Ja Morant's video and if he should be suspended from the league. That's all for NBA players reacting to Ja Morant's latest controversy.